Since the beginning of time, there's been this one single question that has echoed through every family, connecting every generation with this thread of hope and anticipation. It's this huge mystery that starts with the very first spark of life. So, what could it be?
Yep, that's the one. Boy or girl? Long before we had any modern technology. I mean, way before ultrasounds or blood tests, this was one of life's greatest guessing games. It's a question that has sparked a whole world of traditions and folk wisdom.
But what if it wasn't just a guess? What if the answers were kind of hidden in plain sight, carried right within the mother herself? For centuries, people were absolutely convinced they could read the signs. Let's see if they were onto something.
Okay, let's try and decode some of these ancient clues together. We're going to start with a sign that families have passed down for generations and generations, the rhythm of the baby's own heart.
So, the very first clue is supposed to be in the sound of the baby's heartbeat. According to old wisdom, the pace actually tells a story. A steadier, kind of slower rhythm, below 140 beats per minute, is said to be a boy. But a faster, more rapid heartbeat, anything above 140, is believed to be the sign of a girl.
And here's where it gets really interesting. You might think, oh, that's just an old wives' tale. But get this. One study found that the heart rate theory was correct a surprising 72% of the time. I mean, that is way, way better than just flipping a coin.
All right, next up, cravings. Everybody talks about cravings. Tradition says the type of food you're craving is a dead giveaway. So is she reaching for sweet things like chocolates, desserts, anything with sugar? That's supposed to be a sign of a boy. Or is she craving salty snacks like chips and pickles? Well, that could mean a girl is on the way.
So we've got heartbeats, we've got cravings. They're fun signs for sure. But what if there's actually more to it? What if one of these ancient beliefs is actually backed up by modern science?
Well, it all comes down to morning sickness. You've probably heard the saying that more severe morning sickness means you're having a girl. Well, it turns out science might actually have an explanation for that. Pregnancies with girls often have higher levels of estrogen, and that's a hormone that's known to cause nausea.
So, on one side you have these signs linked to boys, less morning sickness and even a duller complexion, which could be due to testosterone. And on the other side, you've got signs linked to girls, more morning sickness, and that famous pregnancy glow, which could be thanks to estrogen. It really seems like the old wisdom and modern science might just be telling the exact same story.
So these traditional signs are surprisingly accurate, right? But what about today? Let's make a shift from the art of guessing to the science of knowing for sure.
Today, the mystery can be solved with near-perfect accuracy. I mean, starting as early as the third or fourth month of pregnancy, modern medicine gives us definitive answers through simple blood tests and detailed ultrasound scans. There's really not much room for doubt anymore.
And here's the bottom line, really. The traditional science, they're a super fun guessing game, and they're right about 75% of the time. But modern science, we're talking over 99% accuracy. It's the difference between a pretty good guess and a definitive answer.
But, after all the signs and all the tests and all the waiting, we finally arrive at the most important truth of all. The guessing game is fun, yeah? But it's not the real prize.
So let me ask you this. After all the predictions, after you finally get the answer to whether it's a boy or a girl, what is the one thing that every single parent, every family member truly, truly prays for?
The answer is, and it always has been, a healthy child. That is the real treasure. Whether it's a boy or a girl, the ultimate blessing is a healthy, happy baby. And that's a truth that means no signs, no tests to be understood.